It's the HolmWreckers.
We're back again. We're getting ready to go out for another night of
Primos Wrestling.
That's right. We're going to go out and see some wrestling tonight. It's going to be a fantastic time. Just before we get started with all the wrestling action, I just want to remind everybody that if you're liking what we're doing, please like our videos and subscribe to our channel. That way you always get notifications about when we got new videos that are being posted. And the most important part
is sharing, because sharing is caring.
It was April 19th and we went to go see Primos Wrestling.
Spatterhouse!
Welcome to Primos Spatterhouse!
Our first match was a tag team match. And we had the Cannon Corporation, which is Kevin Cannon and Kevin O'Doyle. Maybe they should just call them the Kevins. What do you think?
Yeah.
And they were taking on the team of Sweet Cheeks. Sweet Bobby Shink, who's one of your favorites, right?
Yup.
And his partner, Josh Cheeks Holiday. The match started with Cheeks getting the upper hand against Kevin Cannon.
Yup. And then the big man got tagged in.
They sure did. So we had Kevin O'Doyle and your favorite,
Sweet Bobby Shink.
That Kevin O'Doyle is always looking for a shortcut. He didn't give a clean break here.
Yeah.
The Cannon Corporation did their best. They used some dastardly tactics to keep the ring cut off and kept Cheeks on their side of the ring. Cheeks was finally able to battle back.
And then he was able to tag in Sweet Bobby Shink.
With Shink in the ring, he was able to put together some high-impact moves. First, he hit a clothesline in the corner. And then he came back and hit a splash. Bobby was on a roll and looking to end the match. We thought Shink had the match all won, but Kevin Cannon came in and made the save. Somehow, Kevin O'Doyle had found a steel chair, and he was going to hit Bobby with it.
That was a bad idea.
It was, because he ended up hitting himself, and Bobby was able to hit him and get him for the 1, 2, 3.
And then they made the challenge for the tag team title.
Now, Primos Wrestling. Sweet Cheeks ain't done yet. Where'd you say the next show was? May 10th at XQ's? Be ready to see Sweet Cheeks in action once again. Only next time, it'll be for the Primos Wrestling Tag Team Championship!
And of course, Tobias had to go get himself a little bit of Bobby's syrup.
Yep.
Next, we had Orville Hoffman coming out to address the crowd.
What's that? Screw you, Hoffman. Cody Diamond, I'm surprised you can spell. Because you certainly can't wrestle. You know what though? Because you brought your grandparents with you and your friends and neighbors, and I appreciate you, tonight, in the Rumble, you're wrestling.
Corey Diamond would indeed get his chance, just like everybody else would, in the Battle Royal later on that night for the Primos Platinum Pass.
He's the winner of this Battle Royal we're having. Gets a chance to fight for one of the titles. Whether it be the Social Media Championship, whether it means the 204 Championship, whether it means getting a tag team partner and going for the tag team belts. The winner of this Battle Royal tonight has a lot of choices ahead of him and a big future.
Our next match saw Selkirk's own Rob Stardom,
And he was facing Adrian Bam Bam Burton.
yeah, and it was for Adrian's social media title.
Yup.
Before the match would get on its way, Adrian Bam Bam Burton would spend a lot of time stalling with the crowd before Rob could get his hands on him. The match would start out normal enough, but it turned into a pretty hard-hitting affair. Rob Stardom would end up hitting a series of high-impact maneuvers, and it looked like he was on his way to winning the social media title. Rob was going for his patented brainbuster, but it was reversed.
And then Adrian Bam Bam Burton got the 1, 2.
That's right, he was the winner. Rob wasn't very happy with it because he thought that Adrian Burton had pulled the tights. Did you see him pull the tights? Because I didn't see it from my vantage point.
I saw it.
Then it was intermission time. We had to go and take a look at the merchandise tables.
And thank you to CS Collectibles for the great deal.
Yeah, thanks to Steve, I was able to get a really cool Kenny Omega figure. And Tobias, what did you get?
I got a Cody Rhodes figure.
During intermission, I was even able to catch up with one of our favorites from Captain Collectabuzz, Kirk. And for whatever reason, he was wearing an Orville Hoffman t-shirt.
Hey, where did you get that shirt?
Primos Wrestling, where else?
Did Orville Hoffman pay you to wear that shirt?
I'm a huge fan.
Once intermission was over, we came back for a tag team championship match. We had the champions, Big Cliff and Jesse Nash, and they were facing Malcolm Lovechild and his partner for the evening, Kevin Shebby. Malcolm Lovechild started out the match getting the better of Jesse Nash, but his luck was about to run out as soon as Big Cliff got in the ring with him. Big Cliff, always looking to take a shortcut. Finally, Malcolm Lovechild was able to make a tag to Kevin Shebby, and it looked like the challengers might be able to get the upper hand on the champions. But unfortunately, Kevin Shebby would fall outside the ring and he got his leg caught up in the ropes, and Malcolm Lovechild ended up getting pinned by Big Cliff. So Your Primos Tag Team Champions still remain. It's Big Cliff, Jesse Nash. I guess they'll be facing Sweet Cheeks next. Max and Tobias were having a great time at the show. Our next match was going to be the Battle Royal for the Primos Platinum Pass. The Battle Royal started off with Jackson Conway making his Primos debut. And he'd start the Rumble off against Eddie Alvarez, but there was a whole host of characters that would come out, including Player One, Zamil, and even Doink the Clown. Whoever was in the clown suit, when they got up close, they looked awfully familiar. More wrestlers would join the match, and it was every man and, well, clown for himself. There was just something so familiar about that clown. Like, we knew him from somewhere. As the Rumble continued on, more competitors entered the ring, and Doink spent more time out of the ring, taking breaks, just wasting time. The ring could only fill up so much for the Battle Royal before the eliminations started happening. One of the bigger surprises of the evening was the return of Red Hot Ryan Wood to the Winnipeg wrestling scene. He hasn't been around in quite some time, but it would have been a great comeback for him to come into this Battle Royal and win the Platinum Pass. Welcome back to the ring, Ryan. New combatants would find their way into the Rumble, and then they'd find their way out of the Rumble. Even Doink was able to eliminate a few guys. Corey Diamond did in fact find his way into the Platinum Pass Battle Royal, and he had a pretty good showing at first. But it wasn't quite enough, and he found himself eliminated as well. As the match wound down, we saw some of the final competitors take to the ring, including Spanky. He had a little bit of a rough evening. Spanky did find himself, though, as part of the final four competitors in the Rumble, with Ryan Wood, Doink the Clown, and the debuting Jackson Conway. It looked like for a while that the other three competitors were going to gang up on the much bigger Spanky. But Spanky was still able to overcome the greater number of foes, and he found himself able to eliminate both Jackson Conway and Ryan Wood. And that left Spanky as the final competitor with Doink the Clown. But there was just one problem. Spanky, turns out, he's afraid of clowns. Like, deathly afraid of clowns. And rather than wrestle Doink, Spanky decided he would just eliminate himself. That meant that your winner of the Battle Royal and the owner now of the Platinum Pass here at Primos was Doink the Clown.
As a result of winning the Rumble, Doink the Clown, you win the Platinum Pass. You can challenge for any championship at any show that Primos holds in the next year.
And that brought us to our main event, where we saw the challenger AJ Sanchez, the Canadian Crusher, and he'd be taking on the Primos 204 champion, Billy Blaze.
The people want this match to be a no-DQ match.
Billy was right, we did want a no disqualification match. We wanted a match with no rules. I mean, come on, this was Splatterhouse. But AJ wanted no part of a no disqualification match with Billy Blaze. But finally, AJ would agree to the match and to the no disqualification stipulations, and it was time to start our main event. After a lot of stalling from AJ, when the match finally got on their way, AJ would try to make it a straight-up wrestling match and continue to tell us that Billy couldn't wrestle.
Billy can't wrestle!
Well, I think that Billy does know how to wrestle, and he wrestles just fine. But you know what Billy Blaze does better than wrestling? Billy Blaze knows how to fight. And fight they did. Billy Blaze and AJ would fight from one end of the Fort Rouge church to the other. They fought each other throughout the crowd before finally bringing it back to the ring and the ringside area. And even though AJ was on the receiving end of quite a butt whipping, he would insist that he was in fact winning.
I'm winning! This is for you, HolmWreckers!
And after calling us out in the crowd, AJ would end up making a mistake, hitting the post, much to Tobias's delight. Once the action moved back into the ring, AJ was able to gain the upper hand again. But as soon as Billy was able to get the crowd back behind him, he was able to turn things around. And it was high-impact moves by the 204 champion. Billy looked like he was on the certain road to victory, but that AJ Sanchez had one more trick up his sleeve, and he hit Billy with the 204 championship belt, and we thought for sure we were going to see the championship change hands. But much to even AJ's surprise, Billy kicked out. AJ Sanchez would try one more time to finish off Billy Blaze, this time wrapping the 204 title in Billy's steel chain. But AJ would miss with his cheap shot, and Billy would hit AJ with a spear and with the 204 title before securing the pin. And Billy Blaze remains your Primos 204 champion. Well, Billy once again retained his championship. How did you like the match, buddy?
It was very good.
Yeah? Is it as good as the main event Munchies?
I don't know.
Ooh, those are mine.
Mm-mm.
And if you want to join the HolmWreckers for some more Primos Wrestling action, you can do so by coming out to their next show, Friday, May 10th, at XQ's Cafe and Lounge. More information can be found on Primos' Facebook site. Or you can always check back here with the HolmWreckers. The best way to do so is by subscribing to our channel. That way you never miss an update. Until next time, bye!